tonight. The Raptors get the victory here in Game 1.
Let's get that hot and took these boys and made them pass it. All right, undisputed.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from LA. I'm Jenny Taft, here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharp. Guys, how we doing?
Jenny, how are you?
Sharpadamas.
Really?
You heard that score I called yesterday, Skip Bayless?
Wait a second. Oh, you mean your prediction?
Yeah.
Except that was yesterday, but the day before, you predicted Golden State would win Game 1, and you were trying to bet me across the table a case that Golden State would beat Toronto, and I said, I am not going to bet on number 2's team.
But I wised up.
Oh, you wised up, and then you turned back into Sharpadamas.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And my question is, did number 2 did he play
Don't do
last
that,
night?
Skip. Don't do that.
I don't remember.
Don't do that.
That's pretty harsh,
maybe
Skip.
my TV fogged out. I don't know. Maybe I was on the wrong channel. Maybe I was watching some classic or something.
Well, I see you in your all black today.
Yeah.
But we got to give it up. Home team got us today, Skip.
Really?
I'm
Jenny
ready.
looked unbelievable today.
Thank
That's
you,
a great
Shannon.
outfit.
Well, hey, we're going to have a great show then.
But
We
I'm
have
gonna
so
beat you
much to
down.
get to on today's show.
You getting beat
We're just
down.
hearing this. Will Kevin Durant really be back when the series heads back to Oakland? We'll break that down. And is Drake already in the Warriors' heads? But let's start right. Let's get right into Game 1. The city of Toronto was out in force for the first ever finals game outside of the United States, but the Raptors weren't nervous at all in their debut. Kawhi Leonard had 23 points and 8 rebounds, but the story of the game was Pascal Siakam. He gave the Warriors fits, beating them down the floor all night and finishing with a team-high 32
What?
points. 32
Who?
points.
Siakam?
Yep. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson combined for 55 points. Draymond had his third straight triple-double, but Golden State suffered the first Game 1 loss in the finals under Steve Kerr. Take a listen to Klay and Draymond after the game on Siakam's big night.
He played an amazing game, obviously, but, you know, he got out in transition. A lot of our transition D was horrible, and I let him get in the rhythm in the first half, first quarter, really. So I got to do a better job of taking his rhythm away, and I will, but, you know, he had a great game.
We're not very familiar with this team, but that's no excuse. You know, it's still got to come out here, and our goal was to get one, and it's still on the table for us. So I know we'll respond like the champions we are.
Shannon, what happened last
Yeah,
night?
Shannon, what did happen?
Well, the Raptors played very well, but I thought the supporting cast of the Raptors, Skip, they did what they were supposed to do. Sometimes when you're a superstar, and Kawhi's a superstar, he's being battled with injuries, and I told you that.
Oh, so he's got the injury excuse
Don't do that,
going
Skip.
again.
Skip.
You just brought it up. I didn't say a word.
You saw Kawhi running. Kawhi looked like you and I.
America, he just did it again. You heard him?
Did you see Kawhi running yesterday?
One time he limped.
No, he
That
limped
was a
away.
record low for him.
I mean, I thought he was stepping on hot coals.
Yeah,
but
okay, let's see. You're having a bad game, so you start limping in the
that
third
Skip.
quarter. Is that how it
Oh,
works?
it's my turn.
Playing-
It's
Well,
my
you
turn.
brought
It's
it
my
up.
Shannon's turn.
And I finished it.
Shannon, floor is yours.
I thought the supporting cast of the Raptors were unbelievable. Obviously, Siakam with the game that he had 32 points, and as Draymond said, that he got into a rhythm early. He saw the ball go in, and once he saw the ball go in, he started getting more and more aggressive, getting out in transition, got some easy baskets. And another thing, what you're starting to see, Skip, is that everybody that plays the Warriors, they always try to get the pick and roll. They want to put Steph in a pick and switch. You saw Gasol get him a couple of times. You saw Siakam get him a couple of times. Kawhi was trying to get him in the pick and roll. That's the advantage that they have, is that Steph Curry, although he's great on the offensive end, he's somewhat of a liability on the defensive end if you can get him one-on-one. But he does play great help defense, Skip. He will very active with his hands. He can steal the ball if you're not paying attention to him. But when you get him in that switch, and he has to go one-on-one and help can't come, now you have a decided advantage.
Did Houston get him in a switch? Did Portland get him in a switch?
They tried.
Okay.
They didn't take advantage of it with their bigs.
Okay.
I mean, come on, Skip.
Yep.
I mean, Aminu, really? You thought Aminu was going to do something. Stop. But why do you keep doing this, Skip, baby?
I'm trying to keep you on track.
I'm sorry that you upset that.
You wander off
That
line.
Kawhi one step closer. He's 3 games away from your worst nightmare.
Yeah. Well, he had nothing to do with
Yeah,
it.
don't do this, kid. Don't do that. But Marc Gasol, I thought Marc Gasol played unbelievable.
He was unbelievable.
Considering the foul trouble that he got in, Skip. So he only played less than 30 minutes, but he still gave him 20 points.
Okay.
7 rebounds.
Yep.
And only had 1 assist. Van Fleet, although he did cool down from the 3-point line, he was unbelievable, Skip, coming in off the bench.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
Somebody except number 2 is unbelievable. Go ahead. Keep going.
5 of 8.
Keep going. You're doing well. I like it.
Because what we saw from Van Fleet is that the first 3 games in Milwaukee, a little shaky.
Okay.
But the last 3, he was phenomenal, and he picked right up where he left off. Serge Ibaka came in and gave him some great minutes. But this is what you have to have. I was surprised. I did not know Kawhi played 43 minutes last night. It didn't seem like he played that many.
So he was hurt and he
That's
played
interesting.
43. How did he do that? It's a miracle.
Because
America, or Canada. America and Canada, it's a miracle.
or North America. How about that?
All of it.
How about this, Skip? Is that when you're an athlete, if you've played with injury, the hardest thing to do is to play with an injury for the very first time, or if you're hurt. But once you understand how to navigate that, pick your spots. Okay, I can burst here, I can't there. I can get there, I can't. And so I think being able to do that against Milwaukee, it helped him in this game. Kawhi Leonard is not even anywhere close to 100%, but no one is. I don't know if Kawhi is even close to 90%, or maybe even 85%. But somehow, even though he did not shoot the ball, he found a way to put his imprint on the game by getting to the free throw line. And Skip, you like that? He's 10 or 12.
Wow.
Can I interest you in that?
Jenny's the show over. I haven't even spoken yet.
We got time.
Do we?
Don't worry.
But go ahead.
Yeah.
But I was very impressed with the way
I'm nodding off over here.
Already?
Is it my turn now?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I told you last Monday, that was the first crack we had at this, because we had 4 shows before they were going to play another game. And right out of the box on Monday, I said, Toronto will win game 1 at home. And I stuck by it all week.
Yeah.
Why was that? Last night was not a fair fight for the Golden State Warriors. They had too many days off, 9 long days off, and they were coming off a cakewalk of a series against Portland. Portland just might have been the worst defensive team in all the playoffs. They were certainly one of the bottom feeders in defense. And all of a sudden, you took Golden State off 9 days off and you threw them into that Toronto fire. And I heard reporter after reporter at the game site last night say, man, we've never seen anything like this or felt anything like it in the finals. Toronto is on fire for the Raptors, in part because of number 2, but in larger part because they're really good.
Yeah.
They beat Golden State twice in the regular season, albeit very early in November and December, but they believe they can beat this team, and they came out and just flat out beat them in every way, shape, or form. I actually thought the Warriors played pretty well, all things considered. Steph was pretty good. Clay was pretty good.
Outside of the first quarter.
Yeah. Well, again, I warned you they were going to have a hard time in the first quarter, right?
Yeah.
They scored 21 points. Is that Golden State basketball?
No.
Right? 21 points. Do you realize they were 10 of 44 on contested shots? That's not Golden State. Why is it? Because what did I tell you yesterday? Toronto is the best defensive team I saw in all the playoffs. So it's going from Portland to the best defensive team. It's shell shock last night in Toronto for the visiting team.
You're right.
And they got knocked on their behinds. And now we see if they can get up off their behinds for game 2. But now for my 2 bigger picture takeaways from what I saw last night. Again, maybe I need a new TV. I don't know.
You do. You keep saying
my
that.
old black and white one, it doesn't work very well.
Stop being cheap.
I got to get a new one.
Update TVs every year.
Takeaway number 1. Number 2 sure has a lot of help. Nobody ever talks about all the help except me. That's a good basketball team, right? You so eloquently and brilliantly detailed all the help that he had, and I appreciate it because you're making the case I've been making for weeks. This is a good team that goes deep. So that's takeaway number 1. Now, takeaway number 2, are you sure that number 2 is Toronto's best player? I'm not sure about that.
You are sure.
I'm really not
Yes,
sure
you are.
about that
Yes, you
because
are.
number 43 is really good.
He is.
I've been telling you, look out for that guy. He's going to make a lot of all defensive teams, but last night, he sure looked like the best two-way player on the floor to me.
But here's
Did he
the
not
thing,
look
though,
like that to you?
Yeah, that's the same 43 that averaged 14 points over 16 games against the Bucks. That's the same guy now.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because let's look at what he did last night, just for starters. So he makes 14 of 17 shots.
It's unbelievable.
He makes 2 of 3 threes. He does come up with 8 rebounds, which tied number 2 for the team lead, right? 8. He had 5 assists. That's pretty good for a man of his size. And he had 2 blocks because he is a defensive demon. He, above all, helps make them the defensive team that they are because he is a rim protector.
Yes.
So he made 9 of 12 shots that were contested. That's outrageously good.
Yeah.
So Golden State's a very good defensive team. And remember, he was doing much of the damage to the guy who the day before said, I'm the greatest defensive player ever.
Wow.
Ever?
So I guess Siakam's the greatest offensive
well,
player.
wait a minute. Something's got to give there, right? Okay, so he makes 11 straight shots last night, which is the longest streak in the finals in the last 20 years. So is that just a blip? Was that a one-night wonder of a game from this guy? Would you believe that during the regular season that Pascal Siakam had 12 games of at least 25-plus scoring, and he had 5 more of those games in the playoffs. So he's gone 25-plus 17 times this year. I don't think it's a blip. I think it's a trend.
Right.